when she had to have it to get it on the ballot, so it could be printed and done. But I didn't find a date, and she didn't find a date for me. Okay. For example, if somebody dies tomorrow, it's past the date, so we would have to get the chairs to put somebody on the ballot. I didn't see anything that said anything about, you know, if you're within a certain number of days, you kick it to the next time.
I thought.
But wasn't there supposed to be a cutoff date?
Yeah.
That if somebody,
I thought it was
70-something days.
75 days or something or over before an election, you had to
Because
put
then
somebody on the ballot if it was.
past a certain date, the appointment stays in there for the next 2 years.
Right.
Past a certain date.
Past a certain date,
Yeah.
I understood.
That's the date we need to know right there.
Yeah, because once you appoint them, they can stay, if it's after that date, they can stay for the next 2 years as opposed to.
Under other circumstances.
But it has to be past the deadline to get on the ballot.
Mhm.
Getting on the ballot is when we're trying to figure out how to name it.
And this other girl has been chosen to be on the ballot. Is that correct? I mean, I need to get caught up to speed on what's going on.
That's what I was told. The election administrator told me that the Republican chair had chosen a person, and that's who was going to be on the ballot.
All right. If a vacancy occurs on or before the 74th day, before the general election for state and county officers held in the next to last even-numbered year of a term of office, the remainder of the unexpired term shall be filled at the next general election. If the vacancy occurred before the 74th day. If it's after the 74th day, an election may not be held at the general.
Wouldn't it go back to the court appointment? Would appoint, the commissioner's court would appoint somebody at that point?
If a vacancy occurs after the 74th day before a general election, an election for the unexpired term may not be held at that general election. The appointment to fill the vacancy continues until the next succeeding general election and until a successor has been elected and has been qualified. But our vacancy occurred before the 74th day.
Right.
August 24th would have been 74 days, from August 24th to November the 5th, 74 days.
And her official deal was August the third, whatever that Friday was.
One thing I got as far as today goes, I really hate to appoint somebody I've never met. You know,
We don't know if it's this,
you know, wasn't anybody that we got to interview like we did to other candidates, and I mean,
sound like a good girl, but
we
we just didn't
yes,
know anything,
exactly.
know she was even interested in the job. I mean, that's kind of,
But typically when we appoint someone, we've done enough due diligence
Yeah.
that we appoint them for a reason, we feel comfortable appointing them.
sure,
So I don't know that I want to appoint anybody.
no, not really, they talk to, they come talk to us. Officially.
Well, the other thing that we could do would be to appoint someone, of course, just until, well, what I see is that someone still could be put on the other ballot.
Yeah, we don't know when that,
Well, we looked at, or what we talked about was when she needed to get it on the, to the programming people so that it would be on the ballot.
It's gotta be a 30-day, 45-day.
Yes.
I would think.
Yes,
We're pushing 60, what, 68,
Yes.
700, whatever days.
66,
56.
plus a few,
and see, this
not
is,
60 days.
she read me some different dates about being the 19th, but none of it applied to this. It was, if you were a write-in, you had to have it in before that time, had to apply or whatever. Okay, what are our options?
How would we know? I mean, who would be the person, would be the Attorney General's office that could tell us?
Secretary of State.
Secretary of State could tell us exactly what we should.
Why don't you call them real quick? We got time.
And you know, them ballots, I mean, there's 30 million people in the state of Texas. You gotta get that many ballots printed. I'm sure there is a cutoff, some way or another, you know?
What's the cutoff on the write-in? Did y'all say the 19th of
I think that's
August,
what it
wasn't
was.
it? Oh, was it September? August?
We're past that anyway.
Yeah.
It would take a recess and get them up, get her here and Turkey here and.
Get the Republican chair here and the election administrator here.
Do you want it today or tomorrow? We could recess until tomorrow, and this posting still be okay.
Fine with me.
Or we can
That'll give us time to contact the Secretary of State as well.
do that. So which thing do you want to do? You want to try to get them here this afternoon,
I'd love to do it in the morning, so.
in the morning? 9 o'clock. All right, we're gonna recess, I think that's the correct word. Yes. Recess until in the morning at 9 o'clock. Okay, would you like to talk to the election administrator?
Okay, sure.
Okay, all right. And maybe she can contact Mr. Tertia and see if she can get him here. Would that be the proper way?
I'll see what I can find out.
Who's gonna call me? Who, I don't know.
I think
I'll just
the
tell her.
party chair ought to be.
I'll tell her.
It's his responsibility to call her and see
I'll
if
tell
she,
her name.
I mean,
Do we want to invite the other party chair?
well,
And that
yeah,
way we'll
I mean, we need to know if,
both of them, and
we need to
we'll
know
know.
that deadline to see who, I mean, if there's gonna be a Democrat and a Republican, I mean,
That would make a difference with how. Do you
we
want
need to know what's going on.
Yeah, well, it's just not
to?
enough.
All right.
I mean, is that
If
right?
you don't
I'm not
mind
here.
contacting her, I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, we'll be recessed until tomorrow. 9 o'clock.